What was the problem that you were facing before we started training?
So I probably in very common vein approached you prior to going on holiday because I was unhappy with the way I looked. I was also unhappy with my fitness, but it was more kind of a shape thing. I wasn't happy with my tummy, wasn't happy with my legs. So I thought maybe the exercises that I was doing weren't particularly impactful on my shape or my fitness, which is what gave me the drive to contact you. So that in a nutshell is it.
Go a step deeper now. So how is it affecting your life?
I didn't feel fit. I felt really sluggish, and in the job that I'm in, it's quite important that I'm fit. There's no point sort of feeling tired every morning because actually the workouts that you're doing are long, but they're the same. So I tend to stick to cardio because that's how I was always educated to work out. I just didn't feel good in my own body. I wanted to be stronger. I wanted to look better, especially for my age group. And I wasn't achieving that with the exercises that I was doing. So I needed some help.
So what did we do differently from before? So you said that you were normally doing cardio. What did we do differently?
Well, as I discussed with you when we had our consultation, I've always been a bit worried about doing weights because being an ex-gymnast as a child, I was worried that I'd end up looking, really manly, well, hench. That's something I didn't want. I can build muscle quite easily. I wanted to look sort of more of a Pilates shape, a bit willowier, which I wasn't achieving either with the cardio. So when we went through some exercise, it became apparent that actually lifting weights doesn't make you hench. It actually makes you stronger and fitter, leaner, defines shape. So that was really helpful for me. Something I've taken forward. So I do cardio, but I do less cardio and more compound exercises similar to the ones that you've taught me and that we've been through. And overall, I'm much happier with my strength. My fitness is definitely improved. I'm very happy with the way I would say very happy, that's probably terrible, but a lot happier with the way I look now than 6 months ago.
You've sort of alluded to this before, but what stopped you solving it yourself?
Dare I say it, laziness? Time constraints on your life. I think most people of our age group tend to have busy lives, jobs, homes, things to do, and actually sitting down and working out an exercise program for yourself can seem a bit daunting sometimes, even if you're used to doing, sports or exercise. Breaking out of a mold that you fit yourself into is it's difficult for me. So I needed a different perspective, which was you.
So what was different about what we did to what you were doing before?
It was completely different. So one of my hang-ups with fitness is I will achieve a certain goal. So say for instance, I was really happy that I was doing 500 calories on the cross trainer. But then I would stick to doing 500 calories on the cross trainer every single time I went. I wouldn't target other areas. I got into the mindset that I was doing 500 calories and that was enough. I wouldn't need to use any other muscles in my body because that was the miracle cure to looking great and being fit, which it wasn't. Doing other exercises and using parts of my body that I hadn't used before, really, in an exercise perspective as an adult.
So when did you know the coaching was working?
I don't think there's any quick fit for that. As in, I suddenly realised that bits of myself that I really didn't like. So, for instance, I really didn't like the back of my arms, the under part where my bra line sits. I was really unhappy with that because nothing I was doing was fixing it. Even when I was sort of trying to do a few free weights, it wasn't working. I definitely had some excess around my tummy and the top of my hips, and I just wasn't shifting it. And then one week I was obviously continuing what we were doing, and I just noticed that everything fit better. I didn't feel quite so doughy. So things were definitely shifting from doing different sorts of exercises, and I was just really pleased with it. Really pleased all around.
Good. Everything came together. What was the best thing about the coaching?
Educational mindset, I think. For me, now when I go, I do not allow myself to slip into a routine, which was for me, that was the breaking point of consistently doing the wrong things, non-impactive things. Now if I go, even if I'm a little bit tired, I will think, nope, you're gonna go and do back today or you're gonna do legs today because it actually counts towards what you want to achieve. So that for me was the biggest take home point from it. Is that it's just pushed me to not be as lazy and not be as routinely focused on things that I thought would work.
How has your life changed as a result of what we've achieved?
I put more effort in. I make time. So instead of thinking, I can't go to the gym today, I've been too busy, work's been tough, and using that as a mindset excuse to not go, I will organise things better. to make sure I can fit in the routine that I need to do. I feel like I've got a bit more responsibility to it, which may be through obviously having a coach and I don't know, not wanting to disappoint myself, not wanting to waste my time on things that aren't counting fitness wise.
What is different about the person you are now and the person you were before?
Probably just my ability to be more tenacious with exercise. I will stick to improvement rather than planning, just sticking to what's good enough for me and what fits in my time frame. I definitely strive to do better each time I go, even if it's a tiny bit, because that's the kind of mindset we've sort of worked through. And that's embedded now, which is probably the only change I would say. I do have lazy days, everyone has lazy days. You're allowed them. But on an overall 80% more effort, which is all I wanted to achieve really, was a different mindset and a bit more effort and a bit more energy.
Good. Small improvements every week, which is exactly what you've been doing. Very nice. What would need to happen for you to go back to the person you were?
I can't think of anything at the moment. I can't see it changing. I'm really happy with my routine. I'm really happy with the coaching program. Hopefully, it'll stick around.